This is the What Are We Doing Phillies postgame show.
That was fun. No, it wasn't. What am I watching? There are so many problems with this team. So many. What part do you not understand? I don't care. I really don't care.
Here's your host, Kevin Flannery, with Day Game Cleveland, to find the Pinstripe Lining in today's loss.
The Phillies had a winning road trip, but I'm still incredibly depressed. They went 4-2 in the road trip. They lost 2 of 3 to the Dodgers. They swept the Padres, and they played the most slow, brutal death game that I've seen in a long time. You knew the game was over from early in the game, and it just got worse and worse and worse and worse, and they lost 9-1. I brought someone on to make sure I didn't make this an entire ranting podcast about how this Phillies team's impossible to watch. Caleb's here. Hi.
Hello, I'm here, and I usually try to bring a positive attitude, but I'll be honest, we won the road trip, but I am struggling with seeing the positive side to all of this. Everyone seems to be struggling, like, across the board, other than maybe Kyle Schwarber, and I'm stuck here looking at the Nats and being like, they are higher than us in the division. Like, what is this?
That the Phillies have a winning record. They have a winning record.
We have a winning record of 1 game over 500.
It's a winning record.
Yeah, it is progress from where we were earlier this year. We can say that. We can also say we're a half game behind the Washington Nationals.
Oh, God. So, like, my thing here with this team, I did not watch much of this series, this West Coast trip, but of all the games to sit down and watch, this was probably the worst one, right?
It was not a good game. I would also agree with that. We probably do have perception skewed because the other games were, like, we played close. Wheeler pitched not great, but not terribly that first game where we lost only by 2. And then we won yesterday. So we do have to recognize all of that. Like, we didn't do terribly. Luzardo did pretty good against a strong Dodgers offense.
We do have to, but we also have to recognize the fact that the Phillies in this series were like 2 for 46 with runners on base. Or in the first 5 innings of the game, they were 2 for 46. That stinks.
Really?
Yeah, they kept bringing that up on the broadcast.
Oh my goodness.
They're not like, yes, they're winning, but the problem with the Phillies, and we're going to compare them a lot to the Nationals. So people, if you're a fan of this podcast, you better start watching the Nationals this season because we're going to compare the Phillies a lot to the Nationals. I'm going to do it right now. If the Nationals had the Phillies pitching staff, the Nationals would be in a lot better shape. If the Phillies had the Nationals offense, we would be in a lot better shape. But the two teams, one team has a good pitching staff, and the other team has a good offense.
Yeah, so here, I'll just compare your runs scored versus runs allowed for both teams. The Washington Nationals have 94 more runs scored than the Phillies. 94. And the Phillies only have 230 runs. That's a really big difference.
The team batting average is just around 220 for the Phillies.
It's absurd. And then when you do
but
runs
it's also
allowed,
not like you look at the Nationals and you're like, these are huge, big-name guys that should be coming through. Look at the Phillies roster. Look at the payroll. Look at the guys on this team. Harper, Schwarber, Garcia sucks. Garcia completely sucks, but he can field. We went from a guy who couldn't. Yeah. We went from a guy who couldn't hit and couldn't field to a guy that can't hit but can field.
One thing to just note:
Garcia
stinks. Has saved runs for his defense compared to what Nick Castellanos was contributing. Yes. We do have to just acknowledge that.
Bohm is a mess.
Yeah.
Bohm is a mess. Stott has power numbers, but nothing else.
Yeah, and they've all been struggling lately.
Turner is a nightmare.
Oh, yeah, he's been rough this year. But the Nationals have allowed 67 more runs than the Phillies. Like, that is absolutely stupid.
As a Phillies fan, I cannot, as Caleb's doing math over there, as a Phillies fan, I can't sit here and feel good right now. There's no way. And this team is a team, if they are to somehow turn the, but I can't, and I said this last week on Sunday, when I did the podcast last Sunday, I said I don't know where they stand, and I would be really happy with a split or a winning record on the road trip. I don't feel good. I don't really feel anything. I don't feel positive at all.
Yep. I'm kind of right there with you on this one, but we will see. The last thing I just want to do as far as comparison with Nats and Phillies, if the Nats offense and the Phillies pitching combined to one team, they would have the fourth best run differential in baseball. This is the world we're living in.
And we can just remember that Atlanta has 40 wins already.
Oh, yeah, that's absurd.
So we got to the point where we're past Memorial Day now, going into June. June starts tomorrow. And we're going into it with the National League East. The Braves are the best team, are one of the best team, if not the best team in the sport. Then you have
Braves are the best team in baseball.
I thought Tampa was there too.
Tampa's 4 wins out of the Braves.
Okay, so Atlanta's the best team in the sport. The Mets are one of the biggest disasters, even though they just swept the Marlins. The Marlins were somehow doing decent, and the Phillies and Nationals are battling back and forth. It's a battle of 4 mid teams.
It is certainly something. If you look at the wild card race for the National League, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams competing for 3 spots, all within a game and a half of a wild card spot.
Those 8 teams consist of 4 teams in the National League Central, the Padres, and then the 3 teams in the NL East. Right?
I was not including the Mets in that. The Mets are 4 games out of the Phillies. I said 5.5 out of the wild card.
What about the Marlins? I said 3. I said 3 because I thought the Marlins were part of that.
Oh, no. The Marlins are 6 games out. The Marlins and Mets are at the same spot. The D-backs are the other team.
I saw that today. So the National League consists of the Braves, Brewers, and the Cubs are also pretty close to the Brewers. But
yeah.
This is what it seems to be in baseball. The Braves are the best team in the National League East. Then you have the Cubs and the Brewers battling on who's going to win that division. The other one's a wild card spot. And the Padres and the Dodgers are battling for who's going to win that division. And the rest comes down to the next one spot. One spot is left for the other million of teams there.
It's going to be crazy.
It is going to be fairly chaotic, and as we go down the stretch. So Phillies play the Padres again on Tuesday night, but this time they are at home. Let me pull my ESPN up to see who's pitching tomorrow.
It will be Aaron Nola for the Philadelphia Phillies.
No.
And that game is Tuesday, not tomorrow. But Aaron Nola for the Philadelphia Phillies with a 5.72 ERA. And Randy Vasquez for the San Diego Padres with his 3.28 ERA.
That sucks. Well, they're coming home in style. They're not favored to win. But the good thing is, if no one watches on Tuesday, Sanchez pitches on Wednesday.
Sanchez
is the only reason to watch the Phillies.
We need
Caleb,
to just...
before we wrap this up, I'm going to let you take over the NL Pitcher of the Month deal.
Yeah, we just have to take a moment to talk about Pitcher of the Month awards. Because for all you fans out there, Phillies fans who are looking at Sanchez going, he didn't let up a single run in the month of May. Surely he's the runaway favorite to win the Pitcher of the Month award for May. He's not. Sanchez did go 39 scoreless innings with a whip of .72. Remember that for me, Kevin. 39 scoreless innings. However, there is another pitcher by the name of Jacob Misiorowski who has also been absolutely insane. He went 38.1 innings in May and let up 1 run with a .52 whip, and Mizorowski got 57 strikeouts. The guy's insane. Like, Sanchez is by no means a runaway favorite to win this award, which is absolutely crazy to me. Because
If you are a MLB award picker, whoever does this, who do you pick to win the award? I'm going to just lay it out. Sanchez with his 39 scoreless innings setting records, or Mizorowski with only allowing 1 run in 38.1 innings. Who do you give it to? I think you have to give it to Sanchez.
I think if I were the person who gave this award out, I would give it to Sanchez simply because of the record of not letting up any runs. Arguably, though, Jacob Mizorowski has been the better pitcher this month. And I think most people would say that Jacob Mizorowski has been the better pitcher this month. And I don't think there's much argument there that he has.
But if you don't allow a run in that many innings, if you don't win the award, you're getting snubbed out.
Oh, yeah. Whoever doesn't win the award is absolutely getting snubbed.
So when do we figure out the award winner?
Honestly, I don't know. But something to just keep an eye on. I am most curious.
Well, that'll be it. That'll be it for this one, and I will be back on Tuesday night after the NOLA game. So with that being said, I am Kevin Flannery signing off for Day Game Cleveland. I'm Kevin. Have a good night. Phillies lose. I forgot. I don't even know if we mentioned the score. Phillies lose 9-1. I don't even think we mentioned the score.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. 9-1 Phillies lose.
Just bad.
See you on Tuesday.